Hi, this is Arthur F. Carmazzi, and welcome to the most asked organizational change questions. Today's question is organizational change costly? And the answer is, it depends on the amount of people you have, it depends on the process that you use, and of course, it also depends on whether, you're one of those kind of people who needs to get a branded top 5 kind of organization to do it simply because, well, they must be the best and therefore you're safe because, hey, you got the best. Well, it might have cost $1 million and it may not have worked, but hey, we got the best, so it's not my fault. So there are people that are like that, and if you do that, of course, it's going to be very expensive. But there are alternatives, and there are alternatives that work very, very well. The goal is to cultivate organizational change within your organization. It's not to impress anybody. It is to literally see visible changes in your organization. If you accept that as your objective, well, then you can actually get away with organizational culture change rather inexpensively. There are different types of organizational change. For example, you may wish to consolidate all of your purchasing power into a streamlined direction in order to save lots of money. That could be part of organizational change. But for the purposes of what we're talking about here, we're going to look at culture. Now, some of the traditional processes of organizational change are change policy, which then changes the behavior, which then, changes the perceptions of people within the organization, which changes mindset, supposedly. Unfortunately, Gallup basically says that 72% of organizations who implement, or at least I should say, try to implement this type of organizational change, fail. Not because the organizational change process isn't viable, but because it takes too long and it gets too expensive. Because people are trying to figure out what to do, and like we talked about in our last video, a lot of people just get so frustrated because they think that the organization is making them do stupid stuff. And if they're doing stupid stuff, they're not being productive, they're not adding value, and they just don't feel motivated. So what ends up happening? The organization basically quits the process and goes back to the way that things used to be. And, unfortunately, that's reality, and it does not have to be that way. Because in an organizational change process, say for example like the directive communication revolution process, and I am biased here, you can literally get very visible results within your organization, or department. We're looking at groups of anywhere less than about 1,200 people. And of course it can be a division or multiple divisions. So with that kind of thing, visible results in 2 weeks. Now, there are, of course, a number of people involved, but compared to the big, grand organizational change processes and programs that are out there, you could get away very, very inexpensively for what you're getting. This is Arthur F. Carmazzi, wishing you great success. If you'd like to see more of the most asked organizational change questions videos, go to changepsychology.org. That's changepsychology.org. Sign up there and you will get all 88 of the most asked organizational change questions videos. And if you have a burning question about organizational change, go ahead and contact me personally at arthur@carmazzi.net. That's arthur@carmazzi.net. This is Arthur F. Carmazzi wishing you great success.